Hi, this is Apocrypha from APOC Industries here with day 46 of Nightfall. Our big radars are doing their job and eating up our CPU and stuff. We have found one additional little tiny oil over here. Um, and that's it so far for oil by the looks of things at a glance. But that's not what we're focusing on today. What we're focusing on today is continuing our green circuit build. Which is well underway. Except I don't know how to place belts, clearly. Right. So let's grab this and plop that down where appropriate. There we are. So this should be... Wait, what's going on? No, this is the wrong way around. We are outputting on this side. Go. Okay, so this should be enough for what we want, and also I have done this incorrectly somehow. It's pretty unbelievable, but there it is. Okay. There we go. This is all powered. This is going to come back over here. And there. And we are going to now hook up our inputs, and this should just be ready to roll, I think. There we go. We may also do something like this, where we let a train come and pick up some green circuits for us. Like... Oh, we don't need to do something silly like that. But if we had this, you guys producing yet? I suppose it would help if we actually hooked up the other side of our copper as well, eh? Yeah, that would help. We may need a red belt to at least support our output. So let's do that. I think that's more than a yellow belt. I check my documentation here. 18 per second. Yeah, that's a little more than a yellow belt. So that's fine. We'll just let that craft. Whatever. Look at all that. Holy moly. So we are going to... Now, hold on. We don't want to do that necessarily at our pack station. You know what? No, this is silly. This is not what we want to do. We want to have these in reach of our pack station. Oh yeah, and of course we're out of yellow belts. We won't be shortly though. We'll do this, and something like this. And these will be limited to something like that. That'll just allow us to, you know, do stuff. We do need some more red belts. We're going to go to our bootstrap base and grab some more gears so that we can build some more belts. I think we probably also need some iron too. Alright. Oh boy, that's right, we need gears. Lots of gears. So many gears. Wow. We also need some yellow belts. Alright, let's pop back down there and fix that up. Should have also picked up some stone, but whatever. And we want this to be red belts all the way. Actually do something like this now. That. Okay, you need to be a red splitter. You need to be a red underground. And we need one more set. Which is going to take a bunch of gears. Hooray. And this is all fully stocked up. Wonderful. We have exactly enough for 2 trains worth. We'd actually make this 3 trains worth, let's say. That'd be cool. You need to be a red thingamajigger. You need to be a red thingamajigger. And since we have them, let's just run these all the way up. There we go. Cool. Cool, so that's our green circuit station in a nutshell. I wish there was a way that I could like show our radars on the map, because we need to take out a bunch of them. Specifically the ones that are like internal. Because we definitely don't need them anymore. Maybe I'll do some research to see if there's a way that I can easily identify where our radars are. In the meantime, we haven't found very much oil, which is a little troublesome. Nice big old copper patch down there. A little bit of stone. Well, it's something anyway. Let's check to see how our power is holding up too. Power is holding up just fine. Excellent. Perfect. Our radars are using a lot of power, which probably means they're going through an awful lot of solid fuel right now. Not too much. We still have... oh. I was gonna say we still have a lot stockpiled here, but we super don't. Oh dear, that is a problem. What can we do about that? That is going to be a big problem. I'm glad that we looked at that because this is going to be running out of solid fuel, and then it is going to be screwed. I suppose we could set up a coal backup. That might be okay. But we do need to pop down to the refinery and make sure that we are prioritizing making solid fuel in situations where we can prioritize making solid fuel. Like, for example, when our petroleum is capped. This is like not cracking right now. What's going on? Are we out of crude oil? No. What's happening here? Okay, so this is we check to see if we have more than 22,000 light oil, which, I mean, we have like exactly 22,000. This pump is if we have greater than 25,000, so our cracking is not enabled. These are not working because petroleum gas is capped. Okay, if our petroleum gas is capped, then our petroleum gas to fuel should be going. Why is this not going? Okay, we're gonna put on another container here because apparently having only the one container is not good enough. And now, okay, now we start seeing that this is making some solid fuel. Okay. That's, I mean, clearly not ideal, but I make sure that we are not getting weirdly capped. Okay, great. That is good. Okay. Problem taken care of. One thing at a time, right? Okay, so we have our green circuits facility set up now. Next on our list is making a construction supply outpost, which will basically take the place of all this junk that we have being built in our bootstrap, which I guess now that I think about it, probably do something here, like repurpose this. Like if we strip out the science, because we also are going to have to make science, but I have that as next in our list because we're not currently researching anything until we have blue science set up. If we were to extend this station out this way, because our construction, like our manufacturing facility, has a lot of inputs. It has a resupply, which in this case would be our resupply source, I guess. Lubricant, red circuits, green circuits, steel, iron, and copper. So that's 7 stations. Maybe we can just have a thought about how far out that would go. So that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our belt here is like way, our bus is too small, too cramped. Wouldn't really fit in there nicely. Where else could we have that? I don't want to have it like super out of the way because it's someplace that we're going to want to go to a lot. I guess one of the options would be to move this whole thing up. That's a big project. Can we even do that with copper there? We could take these smelters out and have them feed directly into our smelting facility. Wow, suddenly our power usage is going through the roof. Why is that? Ah, because we got some more. Because we uncapped our oil stuff. Okay. That is another thing that we are going to have to look at doing, which is putting in another one of these. Let's do this. And grab tiles. So doing this is another thing that we're going to want to do. Well, let's get this out of the way so that we don't get surprised by power issues. Just getting surprised by power issues is never fun. So we need 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a bunch of gears. We have furnaces down here somewhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going to need a bunch of iron, which, lucky for us, we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. And in terms of other stuff, we should be in the clear. Let's grab some more stones, though. And head over here and build that. This is probably creating a massive amount of pollution, but it doesn't really matter because there's nothing super close to us. Right? Fly, my pretties! Oh, and I guess that this is also going to need a source of water, which we can put here. Like so. Go. There we go. Perfect. And since we're here, let's extend our path out beyond the end so that we can more easily walk around. So I am not 100% sure that a yellow belt of solid fuel can sustain all of this, but I'm going to assume that it does without checking. That sounds like a good idea. We do still also have our backup of coal here if things get really dicey. Okay, so this looks like it's using about a half a belt, a little over a half a belt of solid fuel for this. And we are missing a power pole. Whoops. That's going to throw everything off, surely. There we go. Should have made that path one more tile out. Whatever. Okay. So I also need to look into way to see radars on minimap. So There might be a mod that allows me to like change the color of the entity or something so that I can more easily see without having to go searching for them. Because I mean, you can see where they are. Like there's one, right? There's one. But it's just going to be annoying if they're not more easily visible. Go find them and remove them. Wow, hey, what are you guys doing? Look like you're going to get ready to party. Well, you're not invited to my party. I wish we had found more oil than just that, though. Oh well. Okay, so we were thinking about the ramifications of using this as our manufacturing base, which ultimately I think I want to do. I think that that is what I want to have happen here, is refactor a lot of this and use this as our manufacturing location. The only other real option I think would be to have it out here. Whoops. Wow, I'm sorry about that. I smacked my microphone. There is theoretically some space after Landfall Lake. There might be some space there, but this is really like what I want the location to look like. It's just all this stuff is a little too cramped. So what I may do, and we'll see, examine line. What I may do is do another series of minisodes where I tear out all of this and shift things around so that we have a bigger belt or a bigger bus with like a couple lines of iron and copper, a line of green circuits, maybe like a half a belt of red circuits. Half a belt of steel, and yeah, use this area. And we will rename this from Bootstrap to something else. And then have all of these resources. Wow, I didn't realize how empty this was. Instead of having smelters here, it'll be more train stations, and then all those resources will follow the copper and get belted up here this way. I think that's what we might do. That's going to be a lot of work, though, and require a lot of robots. So maybe what we should do is grab all the robots. That's a big project. Because we're going to be completely redoing our science as well. Is there any science that I'd like to grab before we do that, I wonder? Like tanks. Can we get tanks yet? Where's our tank? Tank. Need military 3. You need 175 additional science. Blue science. No, we're gonna do that. Made a decision. We're gonna cut this episode a little bit short. Is it really though? Not really. And we are going to rip out this entire bootstrap base and reconstruct it into a construction facility, which is going to be the source of all of our building supplies. So basically belts, including undergrounds and splitters. We're going to have support. We'll basically use this same facility here, but it'll be building red belts for us and have support to be upgraded to blue belts. We'll have it making iron chests, power poles, rails and signals, combinators. Nanobot bots will have just kind of up and running the way that it is for now, I guess. I don't know. We want to transition out of nanobots. The other thing is inserters. I need to remember to put inserters on here. So I don't have it on my list. But most importantly, that'll be making a bunch of different kinds of inserters for us, including stack inserters, which we're going to start using in our train stations, which is why I want to build this next, so that we can start building better looking train stations when we get to building science and have our science facility somewhere that'll actually be kind of a more permanent place for it. Because we don't want to have science all mixed up with this garbage. Yeah, so that is going to be our plan, and like I said, we'll probably do some mini episodes, a series of those for that. This has been day 46 of Nightfall. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.